every day you should be working on yourself, working on something towards your future. Some people work faster than others. Some people are just slower because they're learning as they go and they want to do it correctly one time. It's better to measure twice and cut once than measure once and cut twice. It becomes, it should become a repetition. Everybody has their own ways of doing things. But I think as long as you are steady on that path, no matter if it takes you 10 years, 20 years, however many years it may take you, but you should always be working on it and perfecting it and changing it as time goes on. And as you grow, you should always be seeking for knowledge as well. For some reason, we were never told as adults that it is wise to read or wise to gain outside knowledge of what you got when you went to high school or what you didn't get. A lot of us was shortchanged in that manner because that was the bit that most of us needed in order to understand the world and how it's governed, how it's managed, who is managed by, and why are they doing it the way that they're doing it. We could blame them or blame other people for what is happening to us, or we can blame ourselves and look at ourselves as the culprit. Some brothers are straight to the point, like, yo, it's us, forget everybody else. Some it's them, we need help. And it's the combination of both of those, that makes us stagnant as a people. And the funny thing is, when you read the books that they are quoting from, it tells us life without works, you're dead. Life without working towards a goal, working towards becoming better as a human, not becoming worse as the time goes. As a human is just what it's about, right? It says, what is the duty of man? What is the duty of man? To keep the laws. So what is the laws? Even if you go into, keeping America's laws, right? Not running through red lights, not smoking, getting a job, working there, getting your driver's license, paying your tickets, no loud music, and you're just living your life as a normal human in this type of society. But for some reason, you're just not accepted as everyone else. So you pick up on those little things, and it eats away at you. And some of us ignore it, or some of us dwell on it, and that's what creates our mannerisms within our head, because man is mind. But focusing on the wrong thing controls us, right? And that's what they did with religion and school. They made our focus in the wrong direction. Because you can make anything your focus. Anything can be your idol. Anything can be your goal. Anything can be, what you're made of, But if it was a mantra or a second thought in your head as your other thoughts of I ain't shit, or I'm the shit, or we the shit, or I dress the best, the second thought should always be, if it was a mantra, would always be, how am I being the best person today? Who have I helped? See, if we're all thinking about helping someone else, everyone gets fed, right? Let's put it in the standpoint of a mother and father take care of the kids, their kids. This is in a small circle, right? I could take it to the bigger circle as well, but mom and dad take care of the kids, feed them, shelter them, make sure they get the necessary education that they require to be abiding citizens. And as well, and then the kids, as they get older, they look out for each other. You need anything? You hungry? You want to go get some clothes? I could buy you something. You know, as they're taking care of each other, it only becomes natural that their kids will want to take care of each other as well, in those mannerisms or in that fashion of role model. The bigger scale would be the men figures a way to make it a comfortable living for the women. This is the bigger scale. This is the macro scale. That was the micro scale, right? I'm going into macro scale, bigger. The men figure a way to make a perfect world for the women, to where they don't have to complain, they just do what they do to make sure that the earth is good. What we did was we took it upon ourselves to think that all things is us, but our harmony to the earth is related to the women, right? Our harmony, the heartbeat, the motion of the universe flows through the women, through the feminine spirit, the desire to take care of one another, the masculine. So that will create a desired world for everyone. But because we think of ourselves and we don't think of the microcosm of things, as your cells have to think of the body, it has to do everything to make sure that the body is running, but it doesn't do it at its peril unless you're giving it foods or things that is not beneficial to the body. So we have to think as that to the realm that we're in, the beings that we're around. If we think that we're in a this is nothing universe and we're just random particles that just ended up here into a perfect specimen of human being, we will then because we don't think that we are part of anything in the universe or what the universe is, we're disconnected from it. So we don't look for the harmony in things. We look for the breaking down of things. This is our mindset. Regardless of how you think, this is our mindset. But if you had men worrying about the protection of the women, place for the women, and women thought of feeding and providing a beautiful surrounding for that which they love, women loving men, we can have a harmonious ecosystem. But because we're divided into these subgroups of black, white, gay, not gay, women's movement, straight movement, I mean, Hebrew Israelites, Moors, Comedics, Pan-Africans, Coons, Uncle Toms, just these are the categories that they push everybody into their selected category. Instead of saying, look at the things that we have in common that affects the way that our upbringing has become, we choose not to pay attention to those things. And that destroys us mentally. But I'm just trying to show how these things all together in the beauty of it, how you can look at the world and say, am I looking at the world as this? Is it as beautiful as he is explaining it? It's not that women are to be subject to men. See, that's where the problem comes in with this society and what they've done in to men, the women's movement, where black women are against black men. They made you feel that you're nothing. And we was treating you as nothing. But we wasn't. See, because we are so uneducated, all of us, men and females, we believe that their problems are our problems. You see, we're listening to the baby on the block, right? If we've been here forever, generations, we had civilizations in Egypt, and you would think that all you would read about is wars. But when you read their science and their books, they're talking about how can we become better human beings in the dissolving world. You know what? I probably went too far, too long. So, peace.